Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome back to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Jason here, and today I have a preview playthrough for Library Labyrinth. This is a cooperative game, which is going to be live on crowdfunding. Go ahead and check the show notes for the link to this project. You will be playing librarians in a library in which has been cursed. The various characters of books in the library are going to come to life in these terror decks. Brr, like Dracula. All sorts of mythological creatures are going to be popping out in this grid layout, which represents the library. As librarians, we are going to try to marshal the forces of heroines from various books, such as Joan of Arc and Marie Curie and others. We are going to use these cards to try to beat back the terror. We have to shelve the library books, contain their fury, or at least 6 of the terrors before this curse deck runs out. Very fun cooperative game that I'm happy to bring to you a full playthrough. But let me tell you about the One Stop Co-op Shop first. We are a gaming empire. We have our YouTube channel. We have our YouTube stream channel. Please give likes to all the videos and subscribe to those channels. We have our podcast twice a week. Sundays is games-focused talk, and Wednesdays is special topics from me. Mostly me, anyway. We also have our Discord community, which is amazing. It is fun. It is interesting. It is safe. We talk about the latest and greatest, old favorites, LCGs, the whole gamut. You can join at advanced tiers by contributing to our Patreon, which we would really appreciate your contributions so we could get more games to the table, go to more conventions, upgrade our equipment. But if you just want to be part of our community, please, our Discord is open to all. So without further ado, let me get to Library Labyrinth. So I want to do a quick overview of Library Labyrinth. Please keep in mind that everything that you see here is prototype form. The tiles and the illustrations and the cards, everything here is going to evolve as the campaign progresses. So as I said, you're going to be using your meeple to walk around the library, and your main goal is to capture these terror tiles. Terror tiles are going to be revealed as you uncover the library. You're going to have 3 actions on your turn. One of the core actions is to reveal a tile that is adjacent to you, adjacency being this orthogonal shape. So then for 1 action, I would reveal that tile, and you can see that it is a library with a terror symbol on it, and then we would get the Jabberwock. Blah, no! Fantasy characters coming to life. So then I would consult these symbols to see how easy it is to beat. Here are the cards that I have. I'm going to start with 3, and I would consult these symbols. So the Jabberwock has 2 sign symbols, so that is a job for Marie Curie. These are 2 different words, but the symbols are the same. So I would want to draft Marie Curie eventually to defeat the Jabberwock, but unfortunately my other 2 ladies do not have the requisite symbols. So in addition to revealing a tile, an action that I can do on my turn is to draw a card from any of these 6 genres. Children's fictions, classic fictions, amazing lives, historical leaders, let's turn that right side up, legends, and science. So then if I wanted to match symbols, let's say I wanted to match the pink symbol, then I would try to draw from the relevant deck right there, and I would get, hey, look at that, Lady Shallow. And that would be my hand of 4 cards. Keep in mind that hand size is 6. That also includes these special power cards, which are one-time use. I'll get to those in just a second. So you can't just sit there and draw, draw, draw. You have to be pretty smart with your collection of your hand. So let's say I didn't want to draw and I just couldn't beat the Jabberwock. What options do I have? So then in order to beat the Jabberwock, I have a couple of options. I would consult with my partner, and this is a cooperative game, so you're going to want to consult with your partners, and also hand space is limited, so you really want to coordinate who beats who, how you construct your hand. It's kind of a part of the core of the puzzle of the game. So then I notice that I have drawn my cards. I have a green, the green set and the pink set, and then I notice my partner has Chevalier d'Eon. I'm going to take my own word for it that I've pronounced that correctly. They have a card with 2 symbols. They also happen to have an item that counts as 2 symbols, but I don't think I need that. So then I could trade, and the trade is free. You know, one card per action. You can trade pretty freely. And then that would be an action to trade. And then the last thing that I can do is capture. Capture is a part of movement. If I were to move, then I would be able to capture that monster. One of the interesting rules wrinkles is that if I did not have the symbols, I could not capture the monster at all. So I would be stuck and I would have to go other directions. So that's also a part of the puzzle of the game as well. Sometimes you won't be able to capture one of the monsters and you'll have to figure your way out. But in this particular case, because I'm in the start tile and everybody's together and I'm trading, I can jump. Woohoo! So for one total action, I can jump on a creature and I can summon my ladies to fight back against the Jabberwock. This now comprises one card in your hand. You can't do anything with these cards. It kind of takes up a little bit of space, but at least I have captured a Jabberwock. I have contained the fury of the Jabberwock, but it is still kind of bouncing around in my hand. I need to get it back to the stacks. On a future turn, as I explore more of the library, I'm going to reveal tiles like this. This is the stacks. As soon as I reveal one of those tiles, there are 6 of these, and I put one of the tiles on there, and it is corresponding to the science genre. So then, obviously, I would want to, on my turn, get over here. However, the way I have turned the tile, I cannot access it. So another action that I can do is I can rotate. Another aspect of the puzzle of the game. So then, same thing as with capturing, I would use one action to move onto that tile. I would discard these cards, and I would take these 2, and basically because the Jabberwock has science to it, I would take it into the science section, and it would be put back in its place. Back with thee, Jabberwock. And so I have captured this Jabberwock, and I'm going to put them in the relevant stack or next to it. These library tile stacks are going to correspond to the 6 genres. So you are going to want to capture monsters from each of the different genres in order to win the game. When you put a monster back in the stacks, you get to draw one reward card. And the reward cards are of 2 types. The first is just free symbols. That's pretty easy. The second is going to be a choice of powers. Usually the powers have to do with extra actions, movements, free rotations, all that kind of stuff. Very cool. Another way to get rewards is by uncovering them. There's going to be 3 in the library. Let's say I had it revealed this way. Once again, you would have to rotate, and then you would go here, grab your reward, and off you go. One more thing about movement, it is not constrained to tile per tile movement. You can move pretty freely along the row as long as you have a clear path to your destination. So if I wanted to capture anxiety, I'm a psychotherapist, I love capturing anxiety. I could go here, that would be one action. However, as I said before, if there's any monster in the way, then that would impede my movement. So that is definitely a part of the puzzle as well. At this point, you're probably wondering what the board is going to do to fight back. That is what this deck is for. The curse is upon me. All the cards are basically the same, or they work the same, but they proc different tiles. So then this curse pawn is going to begin at that space, and then you are going to pull a card. So depending on where the lit up tile is, that is the tile that's going to be affected, and then you would follow this chart over here. So if it's dark, you would flip and activate to get a little bit of more variety going. Ooh, I have a library. So then you would do whatever the library does, and then that would be move along. So then other things that can happen, if it is occupied by a tile or a player, then you rotate tile. So let's say this was the affected tile, then I would just move that. If instead this was the affected tile, the terror, an empty terror, it would put a new terror on there, kind of spawning more creatures, which is bad. One of the lose conditions in Library Labyrinth is to have 6 terrors out on the board at once. So you're going to be very careful. Going to want to know where the curse is, what could happen, how many terrors are out, so that you don't trigger that game losing condition. Also, if there's an empty tile at all, like the library stack, so if it affected this one, it would flip it back to dark, and then we have to re-flip that. It would get another symbol, so that's a little bit helpful. But the big effect is summoning more terrors. That's not what you want. In addition, another lose condition is if you run out of cards. I'm playing a 2-player game, so there are 18 cards in this deck. The more players that I have, the more cards I will add. And that is how you play Library Labyrinth. Let me go ahead and start the playthrough. All right, so we're ready to begin our playthrough. We have our hand of 4 cards. We have Nana Asmau, who is our historical leader. I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to look her up. We have Ada Lovelace, the scientist. There you go. And we also have Himiko, who is a legendary figure. Go ahead and look her up. I have a card, which gives me the option. Time Machine, which is take an additional action during your turn. Or Trolley Service, when using the Donate, Receive, Swap action, which is that trade action. You may donate to a player on a different tile. So you just kind of like you put it in a trolley and then choo. And also, I did not go over this in the overview. Even though each character has 3 actions, you can give an action to the next player. Or give it to another player. So they can take an additional action on their turn, but they can't take more than 4. All right, so let's see how I do. Ooh, I am beginning immediately with a stack, which is nice, and I have the science. I would rotate that. However, the curse is going to rotate along, and it might just rotate it for me, or depending on where I am in the library, I might not have to. So I'm going to save the action and just leave it there for now. So that's my first action. Second action, we're going to uncover a beastie over here, and it is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for 2 courage, which is the pink, and 2 science, which is the green. I guess the courage to face down Mr. Hyde and to outwit Dr. Jekyll. I need some science. Sure, theme all over the place. So I got a little bit lucky on this first draw. I have these 2 symbols. This character has the sign symbols with Ada Lovelace. And this person has both the Shield of Boadicea and has Harriet Tubman with all of her resilience and courage from the Amazing Lives deck, who has these symbols as well. So I can set white up on their turn. We're going to go ahead and for my last action, we're going to trade this card so that white can move over and capture that piece next turn. All right, so it is White's turn, and White is going to summon Ada Lovelace, who has the Shield of Boadicea, which I think is a very striking image. I'm using the shield because this isn't useful for anything else besides capturing Mr. Hyde, apparently. So we are going for 1 action. And that will occupy 1 card slot in White's hand. That is 1 action. And we have the green right there, and that is green symbols on the monster. So we just need to get there. Let's see if there is anything in the way. Action 2. Yes. The basilisk. No! Oh, no. All right. I have to consult my cards and see if I can capture this one with the cards in my hand. You can have multiple monsters captured. You're just walking around. It's a hand management game. The only limit is your hand. And I do. This is why you want to have diversity when you first draw your cards. So then I have Bobby from the Railway Children, published in 1906. And I also have Harriet Tubman, which aforementioned. And Harriet Tubman and Bobby, which is a very interesting combination, all sorts of interesting combinations in this game, are going to give me the yellow, blue, and pink symbols, the courage symbols, all of them together. So then for my second action, don't even have to rotate it. Wait a minute, hold on. I do have to rotate it. So then for my second action, it's like, let's get that shelf going the right way. In the third action, I am going to capture the basilisk. Wow. That was a pretty useful turn. I captured 2 terrors in 1 turn. Not going to do that again because I don't have the resources, but man, that was fun. The curse is upon me, and they are going to affect the tile in the upper right quadrant. And that is another shelf. That would be amazing if I could just put that creature in this shelf, and I can if I could make it all the way up there. All right, so I think you got the basic rhythm of the game. I'll try to get through these turns a little bit faster. So then Orange's turn, and we are going to uncover another library stack. There's only 6 of these. That is fantastic. And I have the pink over there. I may have to change course with this person. We'll see. Let's go ahead and reveal another one, which is a blank. There are a couple of blanks down there. And let's see. Let's go down here and begin to uncover some of that stuff next turn. The curse, don't mess with me. It did not mess with me. It is going to reveal this one over here and put another terror out. And the terror is the Kraken. To release the Kraken. Unfortunately, the symbols do not match with the stacks that are next to it. That was a little bit too much to hope for. It is White's turn. It did not mess with the creature over here, so we're going to move, and we are going to capture Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm going to discard these 2 cards. Thank you, Ada Lovelace, with your shield. That was very valiant of you. And then we are going to take the token over here, and we are going to place it over good old Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We have now achieved 1 out of 6. The cards are still available to draw. I just won't need as much science, hopefully, now that I've captured 1 of those monsters. For my next couple of actions, I'm going to go here, and now I am... ooh, another basilisk. Don't I already have a basilisk? Oh my god, there's snakes. Snakes everywhere! No! Same set of symbols, actually. Or, yep, same set. But I've already used those cards. Might not get to that anytime soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself up here. And just in case the curse uncovers a monster, I'll have better access to it. I'll be prepared. Let's go ahead and check that out. It is going to reveal in the upper left-hand quadrant another library stack. Are you kidding me? Oh, that is rich. And it is a runner symbol. Maybe I can get over there and capture my first basilisk pretty quickly. Now it is Orange. We're going to spread out a little bit. Our monster count is very reasonable. It is at 1. That's cool. Let's see. The monster count is now at 2. We are going to draw a Cerberus. All right. Go ahead and check my cards. I don't have much. I have 1 pink and 1 star. The other character, white character, has a card with 2 stars, so that is very efficient. So I'm going to go ahead and draw from the classic fiction deck for my second turn. Not an awesome card, but at least I got my second pink, and maybe I can have white uncover a card for me. I think I'm safe. I think I am not going to uncover too many monsters, so I want to try to uncover and give myself some more movement. That is another monster. Let's see if it is a reasonable thing to capture. Reichenbach Falls. Reichenbach Falls, I think, is Sherlock Holmes, maybe? I'm not sure. Someone go ahead in the comments and tell me what Reichenbach Falls is. I'm intentionally not going to look it up because someone in the comments is going to like to contribute their knowledge if I know anything about the internet. One little rules wrinkle I should note, another use of me going to this tile is that if the curse activates this tile, it would not summon a monster. It would simply rotate it. Any occupied tile, whether it's with a library piece, a monster, or a character, that triggers a rotate. So it's a nice, subtle way of manipulating the board. So look at that. I feel intelligent. And it opened up some options to go this way. Fantastic. So white felt really smart, wants to do that again. However, we have a basilisk to dominate. So then we are going to go 1. Well, not this one. We already have a basilisk over here. So we are going to put it away into the stacks. It is accessible. The basilisk has the runner symbol for legend. And we are going to go ahead and put that together. The last thing I want to do, I was really hoping to be able to make this run. However, there is a library stack here. So it looks like I'm stuck doing that. And hopefully we can overcome that next turn. But first, the curse. And it is going to put a beastie there. I knew it. He knew it. Oh, well. The pit and the pendulum, a easy monster. If I get the cards together, and we are going to move here. I need to be careful because now I have 4 monsters on the board. I'm going to retcon White's turn just a little bit when I captured 2 creatures, or shelved them. I should have gotten rewards for each of them. So for the first creature shelved, it was the Sword from the Lake. So that is in my hand. And also I have this card. +1 library card. When using a take a book action, you may take 1 additional book. Need room in my hand for that, but that's cool. Or photocopier. When you use the move and capture action, you may mimic a book character in your hand in order to double the skill, hand management, like that. So this is where the cooperative nature of the game comes in. I mean, I could, kind of grind my way and capture different cards on my own independently. However, you see the pace at which the curse die reveals creatures. I already have 4 out of 6 creatures, so I really need to coordinate and make sure that I can, get everything captured. So the last turn, White had turned this way to open up this corridor. So we are going to go 1 with Orange. We are going to trade the Sword from the Lake to Orange. And then we are going to heft the Sword of the Lake. I think, let's see, we got Joe March and we got Kamiko with those 2 symbols right there, holding the Sword of the Lake. They're kind of like holding it together, and they're going, Banzai! Woo-hoo! And they are going to slay the Cerberus, or at least capture it in their hand. Blah, 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 blah. If you're not playing up the theme of this game, you're doing it wrong. See what we get for a curse. We're going to uncover that one right there, which is another monster. Good thing I captured the monster. It is Dracula. Bleh. So I just realized something irrelevant to this playthrough because I'm playing with a prototype. You will not have this problem, but I missed something. I have this basilisk. It counts as a monster. I was just looking at the white tiles. I have 5 monsters. I'm close to defeat. No! This is terrible. So we are going to commence with White's turn. They're going to use their library card. Library card allows me to draw an extra creature. Reason I'm doing so is I have this card, which is Burrito Mart from the Fairy Queen. And I already have a 1 symbol to capture either the Pit and the Pendulum or Reichenbach Falls. Probably the Pit and the Pendulum because it has the entry over here. And I want to capture a monster this turn. So I can guarantee it if I pick 2 cards, remember the library card lets me do that, from blue and red, that would guarantee that I have the requisite cards available, or symbols available. So let's go ahead and get Antigone from classic fiction, and Anne Shirley from children's fiction. Doesn't leave me with an outstanding number of variety of card. However, I did get what I needed, and I can keep Britomart as a symbol efficiency, because the pendulum requires the blue and the pink, which it has both of those. And I got the heart from the other card. So we go 2, 3. Pit and the pendulum. You are captured. I do not know what these tiles are, and I've gotten a lot of library. So it's very likely that I'm going to summon another monster, which is why I prioritize capturing a monster. So let's go ahead and see what the curse does. It is the upper right, and it is finally an item. It is Orange's turn, and I have 3 cards in my hand. I want to stay here, as I showed you earlier in the playthrough. If I have a character here, it blocks new monsters from being summoned. I want that. I'm still pretty close to defeat, so I'm going to get ahead and draw. I'm going to draw for the sake of Dracula. I already have the blue. Nana Asmao is ready. So let me draw to try to prepare to capture Dracula. So we have Scheherazade from the 1001 Arabian Nights. Gives me 1 pink. Let me go ahead and draw from children's fiction. to get a stake in Dracula's heart. We have, oh man, someone in the comments, go ahead and help me pronounce that name. I won't even try. But I did get one heart that is not that great. In terms of card variety, that is 5. And let me go ahead and try to draw from the classic fiction again. We have Torfrida, who is from Hereward the Wake. There we go, something like that. The 20th century, people. Give me some 20th century cards. That is not going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and turn a thing. Yep. Oh, actually, it reveals that guy right there. Or this tile, I should say. Hey! Another reward to go to. 2 out of 3. But now we are in range of summoning more creatures if I'm not careful. So this turn actually came together for me. I didn't really plan it, but I will take it. So I have access to a shelf over here where I could put the Pit and Pendulum. It was going to go ahead and disappear into pink, classic fiction. Woo! And we are going to put away the Pit and the Pendulum. And put that next to classic fiction. You'll see that when I go back to the card stacks. And I also going to remember to get a reward card when I shelve the thing. It is Library Ladder. When using any move action, you may sneak past one active terror or shelf tile. Remember, you can't move past these tiles ordinarily, but I can with the ladder. Secret Passage. When moving in a move action, you may pass through one bookcase that would otherwise be blocking your path. Very useful. I like that. These were the 2 cards that I used. They are going to be discarded. And I am going to draw a card. I have this card, thanks to the efficiency from the last draw. So I have the yellow and pink on the Reichenbach fall. So I'm going to go ahead and draw from the historical leaders, who is Tirgatao, something like that. Queen of the Sindhi around the Black Sea. Has the requisite symbols. And then we are going to team up Britomart and Tirgatao. They're both wielding spears. Sure. Again, not final art. I imagine that the art is going to be reflective of the characters, which I'm very much looking forward to. And we are going to capture Reichenbach Falls and take that off the board. Whew, I feel much better. Only 3 monsters out, including the Basilisk, which I had missed last time, so that's okay. And we are going to uncover... I already did that. That's premature. No, that is not the thing that will be uncovered. Instead, they are going to rotate this 90 degrees clockwise. That's perfectly fine. And then move over there. All right, it is Orange's turn. I'm doing okay. I'm actually over halfway through the deck right now. Started with 18 cards. I now have 8 in the destruction deck or whatever that's called. I want this. So we are going to, first of all, we're going to reveal this. The reason we're going to do so is I need that last library. I need to find it. You need to put all 6 away. So even though it risks putting another monster out there, I have 3. I'm feeling okay about the state of the board. Okay, that is a monster. The monster is the Forest of Thorns. Pretty, not bad in terms of my ability to capture it. Remember that I only have 1 card free, which is Britomart. I may end the game with this, who literally has none of those symbols. Oh my god. So we are going to turn that for 2 and then go ahead and grab a reward. What reward do I get? The Spear of Minerva? Hoo-hoo! You may be headed for Dracula's heart. We'll see about that. Let's go ahead and reveal. And we are going to reveal the bottom card over there. And reveal a library. Sweet. I know exactly what the symbol is. It is a blue symbol. And it is going to go back to where it was and begin to uncover the tiles that I haven't seen and possibly summon new monsters. It is now Orange's turn. And here's another part of the management that you really have to be careful of, which I was not. So a while ago, I had captured the Cerberus, and I was looking forward to putting it in its place. However, I have already used the yellow and the pink, and there is no place to put the Cerberus, so it is going to stay in my hand until the end of the game. That's good and bad. It's bad because it takes up a slot, which I don't like. It's good because there's one less monster on the board. I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 monsters on the board with the ability to summon 2 more. I could theoretically lose if the curse pawn summons monsters on both of these things, so I really need to be careful. All right, my hand is full of 6 cards, so I'm going to use this for the extra action. So I have 4 actions this turn, and I'm going to go straight at the Basilisk. But first, I have 4 cards, not a single courage, which is the Fist. So we're going to see whose amazing life is going to help me. We are going to get Manuela Signs from 1797, an Ecuadorian revolutionary. I love that. Epa. So they have the courage and the stealth. They're yellow. So I just need to grab a card that has blue. And I think Torfida is going to be my candidate for that. And then we are going to use Torfida and Manuela Signs to hop over. I have a clear space, and I'm going to nab that Basilisk. So that does my hand a little bit better. I cannot go through the Kraken, so I need to find a way. Hopefully this is an empty. I've only gotten 1 of these. There's 2 of them on the board. We are going to sincerely hope that is empty. It is not. And it is the 4 Horsemen. No. Oh my God. Look at all those symbols. I can't. Oh, I can't. Ugh. That is terrible. I need to bring the Basilisk. The only place I could bring the Basilisk is in this corner over there. So I need to find some way around. I can't believe that. That is terrible. I did choose the card very specifically that I used to beat the Basilisk, and which left me with enough cards. I have green, green, and I have pink, pink to beat the Kraken. I have 4 actions on my turn, remember? So then I'm going to turn my library, and I'm going to capture said Kraken that used all of my resources, basically. But I was able to clear a path to the place where I can put the Basilisk. Once again, I cannot capture, or at least shelve, this Kraken. I don't have any shelves left. My library is tiny. And I have 3 captured animals in my hand, but at least it's only 3 card slots. We'll be able to clear that a little bit more next turn. Let's see what the curse does. It does something a little bit different this time. If it is an empty tile of the stacks or the treasure, it just puts it down and moves along. All right, so I've calculated the board out. I think I'm looking okay. I may have to forget Dracula. So unfortunately. So I have the Spear of Minerva for the blue to capture the Forest of Thorns. I'm going to pick 2 cards, and they are going to be children's fiction cards. Lorna Doone from, I don't know, that's its own book, 1869. Come on, Jess, the designer of the game, 20th century. I know that much better. But that is my heart, and it is also my science. That's nice. A little bit of action economy there. So I'm going to equip Lorna Doone with the Spear of Minerva, which out of a children's book, maybe not the most appropriate thing. Ah! Boom! Let's capture the Forest of Thorns right there. And we have easy access to the stacks of library with historical figures. So we're going to move over there. We are going to discard Reichenbach Falls, saving Forest of Thorns for this heart up there. And we have our 4th stack. There we go. 4 out of 6. All right, this turn is easy. We are going to move over here. We are going to capture the Basilisk. Basilisk has that symbol right there. So we are going to put that in the Amazing Lives shelf and move on about our day. And then we are going to get our reward, which is going to be Mirror, Mirror on the wall. I like that. Let's go ahead and draw 2 cards just in case I feel like dealing with the 4 Horsemen. We got historical leaders and legends. The legend is Rhiannon. I am aware of that. And go ahead and pronounce that. Whatever y'all want. Have fun. we are going to pick a card as long as we're here. And we are going to have a new monster, a tornado. Whoa! Dorothy, I'm not in Kansas anymore. All right, if luck holds, I can win next turn. I have not gotten barely any empty hallways. So if this is an empty hallway, I win. If it is a monster, I'm going to have to figure something else out. So let's go ahead. Drum roll, please. Yes! Did not do that on purpose, people. It is something that I have been setting up in terms of the geometry for a little bit. We are going to go ahead and we are going to take out the Forest of Thorns and put it back in the shelf of children's fiction. And we are going to have our 6 monsters trapped. And that is a full playthrough of Library Labyrinth. So you can make the game harder. You can add more of these tiles or adjust other things as you go along. You can make it easier, more kid-friendly, very variable. The designer's playing with a solo mode. So you can play with one character that has this kind of ghost trolley that you can experiment. And you'll see that develop as the campaign goes on. And also the higher player count. In higher player counts, you're doing more trading. In the lower player counts, you're doing the monster management, which you saw I was pretty close a couple of times to losing. But in the higher player counts, it's more just getting the right cards to the right people. So had a lot of fun demoing this for you. I hope you had as much fun watching it. Please go ahead and consider stopping by the Kickstarter page. Once again, the link is in the show notes. Stop by, see if this is a project for you. This is the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I am Jason reminding you that we'll see you at the next stop.